Hello, everyone, and welcome to another elite episode of the Get Authentic with Marques show. I'm your host, Marques Ogden, and today I'm joined by a very special friend, Murr, and his wife, Melyssa. How you all doing today?
Hi,
Good.
Marcus. How are you, buddy? Thanks for having
Doing
us.
my pleasure. Nice to have you both here. And Melyssa, always ladies first. What does the word authentic slash authenticity mean to you? Then we'll come over to Murr.
Ooh, you're starting strong. Um, authentic to me, um, I think on it. Goodness, what happened?
Sorry,
Do you want me to, do you want me to grab it?
we're on vacation and we're in a hotel room. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's authentic. Go right on ahead, Melissa.
Um, so authentic to me means being your true self and making other people feel the way that you want to feel. I think it
Ooh,
means being who you want to be and who you're supposed to be and not dwindling that down for anyone or anything, and radiating that personality and that shine on everyone else as well.
love that. Murr?
What's it mean to be your authentic self? When all your priorities in life are in alignment, all right? And for me, uh, when you close your eyes at night and things just feel right, right? Which I think we never get in life. I think we work hard on that, like with work and family and friends. Like, but when you close your eyes and there's just silence, that's when you're being your authentic self.
I like that. It's all about alignment. It's about really recalibrating to yourself, who you are, and at your true self. And it takes courage, it takes discipline, and it takes actually this fortitude because life is full of people trying to be what others want them to be. It's like, oh, I want to be like this, I want to be like that. Well, just be who you are. Because at the end of the day, right, Melissa, right, Murr, that's all you can be. So, Murr, tell us a bit more about your journey, your upbringing, and then how you all met, and then the work you do with Impractical Jokers.
Sure, that's a hell of a question. There's a lot of questions in one. Uh, The guys and I from Impractical Jokers met first day of high school 37 years ago. We're 50-year-old men now. And we became best friends on day one. We went to an all-boys Catholic high school in Staten Island, New York. So there's nothing to do other than just, screw around with your friends, and we did improv and comedy together in high school and just became lifelong friends. And then went to different colleges. And I went to Georgetown and got a degree in writing and English and always wanted to be a comedian, always wanted to be an actor, and I always wanted to write novels too. And after college, I had no experience in the business, had no agent or manager, didn't know how to get ahead, and struggled for a very long time in my career trying to find the right way, trying every way I could think of to break in to the business. I tried making a movie, that didn't work out well. I tried becoming a casting director, that didn't work. I tried getting a corporate job at NBC doing websites. I lied and said I knew how to build websites. I did not. When they hired me, I ran to Barnes and Noble and bought books on HTML and how to code, and I taught it to myself. And I faked the job for 3 years. Eventually they got wind. But along the way, I tried everything. I tried going the corporate route to get into TV and film. I tried making a film, and that didn't work. I tried writing my own novel. I spent a year writing a novel, sent it out to every publishing house in New York City. It got returned to me unopened because who the hell was I? They wouldn't even read it. And uh, and so it took 15 years. And the way I got into TV for real was just did it myself. I had an idea for a TV show, shot a pilot on my own for a couple of $100, and then I ended up selling it to A&E on my own, and they ordered a pilot based on my sales tape, and that launched my TV career, and that eventually got me my job at the company I worked for years, which was a TV development company called North South, and that led me to rise up into TV development. And I ended up becoming the SVP of development for this TV company and sold a lot of TV shows, learned how TV is really made, and sold a lot of TV shows over the years, which I loved doing. I loved creating shows and then pitching and selling it to networks. And then along the way, heard about that Hidden Camera was coming back. So the guys and I had tried to sell TV shows for years as well. We sold two other pilots, one on our own to A&E, one to Spike TV, a sketch comedy show about us and our friendship. We always felt like there was something special about our friendship, like that everybody has a group of friends like us, you know what I mean? Where they screw around with and just are, you know, the things you can only do with your best friends. You know what I mean? The conversations you have, the friendship you have from childhood, and it took us years, man. And then we created Impractical Jokers, and I pitched it through my job at North South and sold it, and that was 16 years ago. And now we're still here, 16 years later, still filming the show. The new season 13, starts in 3 weeks, July 23rd on TBS. And it's led to so many amazing things. It's led to our tour, which we've completed 5 worldwide tours together. It's led to us having multiple shows on TV. So we have Jokers, Inside Jokes, Impractical Jokers After Party, Impractical Jokers Dinner Party. On TV right now, other than Impractical Jokers, is Foul Play on TBS with Anthony Davis. It's a celebrity athlete prank show. It's our show. We created it. Anthony Davis is the host of it, and now it's in season 2. And we've pranked LeBron, and Anthony Davis is the host of the show, and so many great athletes. And that's another spin-off of our Jokers universe. And along the way, I went back to one of my original loves, which was writing books. And with the success of Jokers, I sent that same first book into publishers, and HarperCollins bought the trilogy. And that first book I wrote 25 years ago ended up hitting #1 on the UK Sunday Times and bestseller lists across America. And most importantly, that literary career, I've got 9 books out now, and a movie coming about in September in theaters based on my 5th book, Don't Move. But most importantly, from that first book I wrote, led me to have a launch party for that book 9 years ago at this point, and it led to me meeting my wife, Melyssa, at that launch party for the book. And we hit it off immediately. And I remember after that night, going back to my apartment with my inner circle of friends, I said, "Did you see that girl I was talking to tonight? Did you meet her?" And then we went on our first date a few months later, and then we've been married for 6 years now. And how about that?
I
Thank
love
God I
that,
wrote that
man.
book. And it was a failure 25 years ago.
Oh, this is fantastic. Melyssa, I love to hear from you because I heard a lot about the sacrifice, the hard work, trying things. It didn't work out, getting people, writing a book and sitting at and nobody opened it and no one even wanted to read it. And then you lied about an opportunity for work and did that, got found out, moved on. I mean, all these things. And people just think, people like you, oh, Murr, it's been easy since day one. I try to tell everybody's got a story. Everybody's got like a struggle they've had to go through. Melyssa, you've known him now. You've been married for 6 years. You know, a couple of, I guess it's been good for many, many years. What is it about Murr, and what is it about you as well that people wouldn't really think to come how you all get so aligned and how you all work so well together as a team? Because I want people to understand when you have the type of support and teamwork that you all have, that's when things really go through the roof.
100%. So one of the, if not the best marriage advice that we got was from one of James's friends years ago. And he said, the hardest switch is not thinking for me, it's thinking as we.
Yeah.
He said, every decision that you have to make, you have to sit. You can't make it right away. You have to think, what would my significant other think of this? How would this affect our life and what we are doing? Not me as one person, but us as as a couple and as a marriage. And that's your foundation. And that holds true, I mean, every single day. It's such an interesting switch.
Yeah, me to we is so hard.
Me to we is very hard, and it's every day. We are very lucky that we work really well together and are very supportive of each other. And we find ways, like when James is on tour, I don't always travel with him, but we do like FaceTime date nights. So we'll order each other Wendy's and we'll put, Netflix on, and we wait
We
for this
literally
play at the same
play at
time.
the same time, so we're watching the same movie, that and reacting exactly the same way. After it's really funny.
I love that. I
So
love
little
that.
things like that too, keeps us together, and it keeps us in the know, I guess, on what's happening on the day to day. And that's, I think, the most important part is the keeping each other informed, more like, first of all, but also just making sure that you're thinking as a team.
You know, I love what you both said, go from me to we. And that is something that I feel if more people start to do and start to find that common thread that connects them and aligns them, there'd be a lot more harmonious, very loving, supportive marriages and relationships in general. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got from Melyssa's words, it's about teamwork. It's not a me. It's a we. It's an us. It's a unit. And let me ask you this question. When you think about how long you've known Murr and you've seen what he's gone through, the good times, the bad times, what do you think it is that keeps Murr always charging forward, no matter what he has to embark upon or go through in order to continue to be the type of individual that he is? People love his comedy, love his tour, and love everything about him in general. What is that thing that makes him who he is to keep pushing towards storms or hardships?
James is the most hardworking person I know. He is, once he sets his mind on something or sights on something, he's going for it and he's not stopping. But I hear it a lot. I just heard it. James had a show last Saturday, and he does his own solo stand up. And this couple came up to me and they're like, "This was the best comedy show we've ever been to." I guess they go to a lot of shows, in the area. They're like, "This is the best show we've been to," and they had a meet and greet, and they met him afterwards, and said to me, "He is the same person as he is on TV." They're like, "He was so easy to talk to. He was just, I get people telling me a lot that he's just one of their friends." Like, and that's important because he's the same person on TV as he is in real life. And when you are that person, when you come off that way, you're so approachable and people want to be near you and they want to talk to you and they want to hang out with you, and that energy and positivity and all of that, it comes through. It really does, and it comes across, and that attitude, I think, just gets you really far in life as well. Like, it, if you have a positive outlook on life, and you, like when you said, what do you think of as authentic, I think it's James. He's comes across exactly who he is, as he is, and he doesn't stop, and people love that.
Thank you, love.
I love
Yeah,
that. Murr?
for me, it's my father passed a few years ago, and my mom too. We're very closely together. They both. My father died from Alzheimer's. My mother died from caring for my father from with Alzheimer's, and she went years too early from the stress of it. But like the older you get, and I know your career has been fascinating, right? You've had major ups and major downs as well, and seeing, you know that like you get one shot, man, at life to meet everyone, do everything. One shot, and what's gone is gone. We can't take anything with us. We we have to do. When my parents passed, you could either take that nihilistically, or you could take it as like, this is we have to do everything in life, and support each other as much as we can. And so that's what I love most about Melyssa is that I've always bet on myself and my ability to achieve something, and she always bets on me, and I always bet on her too and her success. You bet on each other as a couple. You bet on each other and build each other up. And she, in the 6 years, her career has been so fascinating to watch because she was had a degree in geriatric care and hospice work in nursing homes and hospitals, and was so amazing with my father to the day he died from Alzheimer's. And she was the only one that could speak to him as the disease just ravaged his personality. She was the only one that could snap him out of it because she knew how to speak that language, given her career. And then when COVID hit, she had to switch her career because the nursing home shut down, nobody's coming in, we're on lockdown. And she suddenly lost her career overnight, right? In hospice care. And so she pivoted and said, what do I love to do? What do I like? She likes creating, and she's very, very good at it. And she's an excellent business person. So she went back to school to get her master's in business instead of nursing, and then launched her own company at first from her home, 95 Candles, which is a candle company. She always loved creating really imaginative, amazing candles. And they're incredible. They are they are works of art. They really are. And they're all clean and they are like you buy a piece of art, you know? And she was very, very good at it and spent months of research and learning how to do it and the chemistry behind it. Then went back to school to get her master's in business and launched this company. And the company I've watched as her partner from a distance uh, grow. And now she's shipping out tens of thousands of candles a year around the world. And what started as a home business has grown and grown and grown. And eventually she took over all the garage bays and the basement and the office. And then I had to build a shed on in our backyard. She took over all of that. And then eventually I was like, Melyssa, you need a proper workspace. This has grown way too big. And I think that what it started with like Impractical Jokers fans became fans of her, but then she took off in her own right, and because she's so authentic and she's speaking passionately from the heart about her business, and she puts her such care into it for every single product she ships, that now she has her own dedicated fan base that's different from Impractical Jokers fans that go to events when they know she's there, and she's in stores. What we do, which I think is a brilliant idea, she'll come with me on tour. If we're in Tempe, Arizona next week, I got 4 or 5 shows, right? She's gonna be with me, meeting with businesses in town during the day and pitching them on her candle line, and they end up carrying her candles. And so she's done that successfully in towns all across America. And so now her candles are in physical stores all around America, that match my tour, which is wild. And then, of course, I support her too. I'm there with her on social media, and she's speaking so passionately from the heart about it. And I think people like that authenticity. And it's been really just a joy watching her career take off and her to become a business person and doing it so well with such care for the people that buy her products, is really wild to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love this interview because it's all about teamwork, collaboration, togetherness, support, and then finding a way just to stay in each other's lives in a very upbeat, positive, encouraging fashion. And that's what business is. And a lot of people, right, listen, Murr, they think, oh, I'm just going to be a good comedian. Oh, I'm just going to do sell candles. You have this idea, and next thing you know, boom, you're on the Practical Jokers. You're selling candles to people in stores. No, like it's an absolute business. It's a setup. Melyssa, I'm going to come to you first. You went and got your master's in business. Please explain to our audience how from your amazing, lovely business to Murr's business, how things work from your perspective, your wisdom, your insight to set up a business the right way. If it's a candle business, if it's being a comedian or an author or a movie producer, because everything has a structure, how it should be run as a business. You have great insight here, young lady. Please tell our audience, what does that look like from your perspective?
Yeah, so I do think any business that you want to create has to be something that you're genuinely passionate about. I don't think if you don't have that passion behind, oh, this is what I should do, or this is what's going to make me, the most money, or what, you're not going to succeed in it. You have to really be behind and believe in yourself. When I started the candles, it kind of came from a place of we had just gotten a new place, and we were furnishing the house and whatnot. And we have 3 puppies now, but we had 1 dog at the time. And I was buying candles for the house, of course, and I'm looking at all these candles, and either one of 2 problems. One, they weren't safe to burn around animals. They're really terrible for them. Or you would smell them and they smelled really good, and then you burn it and that smell was gone. And I thought that was so interesting. I was like, well, why is that? And I spent months figuring that out and why that is, launching my business. And I realized, because I was so passionate about it and because it was filling that kind of creative void, so to speak, that I was missing, I wanted it to succeed as best as it possibly could, which means that has to come from me, and I have to be the best person behind what I'm doing as possible. And I loved what I was doing, and I knew that I was doing it right, but I wanted to make sure that I was doing it right by the books as well, which is why I went back to school. And so I have one employee, but between the two of us, I do all the accounting, all the socials, all the marketing, all of the emails, all the website building. Like that's what I went back for, to make sure that I could do all of those things and do them the right way and the way that they should be done and the way that reflects my personality and who I am. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is really you have to be passionate about what you're doing. If you're not, I think it's going to succeed.
Murr?
I mean, the same thing. We are on vacation right now. We surprised our friends. They just got engaged. We surprised them, showed up, which we kind of do. This is the friend group where we surprise each other, show up somewhere. And but while on vacation here, I mean, I've been waking up early every day because I have editing notes to do for the new season. The new season starts in 3 weeks, which I think people don't realize that, like, from day one in Practical Jokers, that the guys and I and our team, we have a team of 60, 70 people that make the TV show with us, and our friends are in the writers' room with us. They've been there since day one. These are people that have made their entire careers for 16 years on Impractical Jokers. It's like a family, and we treat them like a family too. And the guys and I, not only are we creating the ideas with our team of writers and producers in concert with them, we're creating the ideas, writing for every challenge we do on TV, we're writing 30 pages of jokes that we want to try out to this day for 16 years. And then we'll go through and hone in and select what we want to do. And then we end up throwing it all out the window because you have no idea what's going to happen in an improv show. It's a hidden camera improv show. So, but we do all this homework before we even get onto the floor to perform at White Castle or what have you. And then we film the show that day. And then the past 3 days here on vacation, I wake up early and I'm going through by frame the editing notes for the show. And then I go through hours of cutting room floor footage to this day and take stuff out of the cutting room floor, put it in the show, take stuff from the show, put it in the cutting room floor, and then sequence the whole season by this challenge goes with this one, it's going to lead to this ending, this punishment. This is the best. This is what's I think is going to be the strongest material in this order. This challenge, and this punishment on that show. And this should be episode 1. That should be episode 2. This should be the mid-season finale. This should be, and then we go through rough cut, line cut, picture lock. Then even to the night of the show airing on a Thursday night, we'll still go in and tweak the show to this day, the day of air. And there have been numerous times in 16 years that something's not quite landing right. And we'll pull an episode out of picture lock the day of air and fix it. And then someone will physically drive the master from Tennessee, where the show was post-produced, to Atlanta to get it into the network to hit air at 10 p.m. that night. And we've done it for 16 years straight. And the reason I bring that up is that, going back to Melissa's point, your heart has to be in it. And you can tell when your heart's not in something. And for 16 years, Impractical Jokers has been a passion project that succeeded. And our hearts are still in it, man. And we're having a blast making the show. And the show has always been fun to make. And our hearts are there and in it. And you can tell that there's care there. And people may not recognize the amount of work that goes into what you see at 10 p.m. on a Thursday night up until that moment it airs on TV. And it has been that way from day one, and it will always be that way. People can tell when you care about what you do and you care about the product. When I write a book, people can tell my heart's in that book. Those characters, the situations, the plot, they trust that when they pick that book up, if they spend $20 of their hard-earned money to buy that book from a bookstore or Hudson News or Amazon, they trust that when they read that book, they're going to love it. It may scare the hell out of them. It may make them laugh. They may cry reading it, but they can tell that I spent, and Darren spent, my other co-writer, spent months of work coming up with the characters, plot, making it bulletproof, making sure there's no logic flaws, making sure it's exciting to read and it moves them, it affects them. That's what it's about, affecting people in some way, making them forget about life in the for a week of reading that book or a half hour sitting down watching the show with their kids and their parents. It's the show they all agree on, they put on at dinner time. They trust that we have put so much heart and passion into it that it's going to be good. It's going to affect them positively in some way, whether it scares them, makes them laugh, makes them cry laughing. Melissa's the same kind of passion and heart into her business. People can tell. People can tell. And that's what it's about.
Melyssa, Murr, thank you so much for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please go and support Melyssa and Murr. Check out Practical Jokers, purchase his books. He's got a movie coming out later this year in theaters. Again, a guy that built his brand off of hard work and discipline. A lady that built her brand the right way, went back, got the education, got the wisdom, got the experience, and then matched that with now her love in her business. That's what's all about. And that's the authentic tip of this great interview. In life, whatever you do it to the best of your ability, period. And make sure you can hold your head high. And as Murr said earlier, when you lay down at night, you know when the silence is there. No one's talking to you. You're just you, yourself, your loved one, and it's just silence. You know you gave it your all and you're living your most authentic, genuine life. That's true fulfillment. Again, my name is Marques Ogden. I am the host of the Get Authentic with Marques show. Thanks for tuning in. Have a fantastic day.